Hi, this is Trey Passer. I apologize for getting this video up sort of late. I was having all kind of issues with my webcam, so excuse me. So I had to basically uninstall it and reinstall it. Okay, so welcome to Hitchcock Sunday, and again I'll be reviewing Hitchcock films, other than the ones that were in my the set that I did. Hitchcock collection. He had other movies, and if you want to review them, I'm a big fan of Hitchcock, so why not? Okay, so the next movie that I watched two Hitchcock movies today, and the first one I watched was 1947's The Paradine Case, okay, starring Gregory Peck and Charles Lawton, and who else is in this? Ann Todd, and basically it's a story of a happily married London barrister. That's Gregory Peck's character. He plays Anthony Keene, I believe his character's name is. Yeah, Anthony Keene. He's married to Gay Keene, played by Ann Todd, and he's representing the character Mrs. Paradine, played by Alida Valia. I guess that's her name. She's Mrs. Paradine. She's been accused of poisoning her her blind war veteran husband. Okay, so she's been arrested for that, and Anthony Keene, Gregory Peck, gets called in by a friend of his a friend of his called Sir Roger Black, played by Charles Corban, who's a very famous character actor. And he gets called in to represent her, and he, represents her. Of course, Mrs. Paradine, which I think you can see her right there. She's absolutely, there you go. This picture of her right there. She's absolutely stunning, beautiful woman, and of course she's married to an older blind gentleman, of course, and they found poison in his system, so they accused her of his murder, and he's there to defend her. And of course this is a story about him. He's a happily married man, of course, Anthony Keene, but of course, okay, Mrs. Paradine is an absolutely gorgeous woman, and he happens to fall in love with her as he's defending her and becoming her champion. Of course, his wife kind of sees it, that he's spending all his time wrapped up in his case, and she sort of senses that he's kind of slipping away, that he's become, enamored of Mrs. Paradine, and this is about the case and him trying to solve the case. Of course, now this is a court case, and Charles Lawton is in it. He plays a friend of Anthony Keene. He also plays the George Lord, Thomas Horford Field, and he's a bit of a cad. There's a scene actually where he's having dinner, Anthony Keene and his wife, with the judge and his wife, and Sir Simon, and of course, and his daughter, who's very opinionated, okay, and always has Judy, his daughter Judy. So he always has an opinion about everything, and he kind of corners Mrs. Keene, Gregory Peck's wife, and basically, grabs her by the hand and basically, is overtly flirting with her. Okay, and when nobody's listening, of course, she manages to squeeze her way out of it. But this movie is basically about him trying to prove her innocence, and of course, she's at the same time she's not really, excuse me, she's not really helping him, because there's a suspect for her husband. I guess we call him his what do you call that? Not his butler, his, I guess, personal assistant, I guess you would call it. I forgot there's a word for it. And named Andre Latour, played by Louis Jordan. And he's kind of, Gregory Peck's character wants to kind of lay, suspicion on him, because, to get her off, but she's kind of stymieing him, telling him not to, not to point the finger at him. And he's, he can't figure out why she's doing that. And of course, he has complications and stuff. But this movie is mostly, like I said, a character piece, and mostly about him, Anthony Keene, trying to defend Mrs. Paradine, who he's supposedly developed these feelings for. And of course, his wife sees that, and she's, she tries to fight, to draw back his attention from this. And this movie is okay. Like I said, good. The drama was cool. Had good drama in this, and I don't know if I totally buy the him maybe it's true he did become infatuated with her, but I don't think Greg Hitchcock's character, at least in my opinion, I don't think he was ever going to leave his wife for her. I mean, they kind of make, and there's also another thing about this movie, that this movie was actually, I was reading about the behind the scenes thing on this movie. This movie was originally, when Alfred Hitchcock directed it, he handed in a 3-hour cut of this movie. And this movie was, of course, produced by David L. Selznick, who was a very, demanding, kind of an overbearing boss to Hitchcock. And he kind of basically went over the film and basically cut out a lot of scenes and stuff. And Hitchcock became incredibly frustrated with him, with David Selznick, the producer, being over his shoulder. But like I said, but other than that, like I said, I think it's a good drama, a decent drama. And like I said, I think, and the woman that plays his wife, her name is, what's her name again? Ann Todd, who plays Gay Keane. I thought she was great in it. And the woman that plays Mrs. Paradine here, she was cold, and I think there were, like I said, I think there were scenes that were cut out of this, because I mean, you can kind of see that, Gregory Peck's character became kind of infatuated with her. Well, not so overtly infatuated with her, but I kind of think there were other scenes that probably hinted at that more, but they were probably, like I said, edited out. And I read that I think in 1980, the XX scenes that were probably going to be remastered got burnt in a fire. So they, that's why this film never really got, I guess, the cut that Alfred Hitchcock wanted it to get. And plus with the micromanaging by David L. Selznick. But like I said, it's a good drama about a guy trying to defend this beautiful woman who's been accused of murdering her blind husband. Okay, and him trying to defend her, and also at the same time keep his marriage afloat. Okay, so I would give it's a decent movie. Like I say, I like Gregory Peck as an actor, and I would give Charles Lawton, like I say, he was a judge in the case too, and he was his usual self, sublime self. But I would give the Paradine Case, not Hitchcock's best, but not his worst either. I think I would give the Paradine Case a 6.5. Okay, I'll give it a 6.5. Okay, like I said, if there were the other scenes that were supposedly that got lost, probably would have made this movie a little bit better, and would have, at least in my opinion, would have fleshed out more of the relationship. Because the basic thought of this movie is that he supposedly falls in love with this woman while defending her, and of course, which causes his wife, of course, to try to fight and save her marriage, and at the same time she wants to fight for her marriage, and she knows, and it kind of makes it seem like his wife knows that he has an affection for this woman, and she's trying to, she doesn't want him to quit the case. She wants him to defend her, because I think there's even a point in the movie where he even thinks about just quitting the case, and she says no. She wants to, where she kind of got, I guess it's the 1940s type of thing. She wants him not to quit the case, and then always wonder why this woman gets convicted, and she wants to be able to fight for her husband. I guess put it that way. That she wants a fair fight, I guess, for her husband, which is, I guess, that kind of wacky kind of logic. But I could see that again. Anyway, 6.5. The Paradine Case. A good drama, good actors in this, but like I said, the scenes that were probably edited out of this probably would have made it a better film. Okay, but there you go. Anyway, if you've seen The Paradine Case, let me know what you think of it. Feel free to leave comments down below, and if you like this review, please hit the subscribe button down below. This is Trey Pastor saying so long, and take care, and stay tuned for my next Volume 6. Next movie that I'll be reviewing in my Hitchcock Sundays will be 1944's Lifeboat. Trey Pastor saying so long again, and take care.